Hello, I'm back with another one of those videos about Now and Then. I think it's my third or fourth video now and my third video in probably 4 days. But it doesn't happen often and it probably will never happen again that the Beatles will release a new song of sorts. And now I had more time with it. My first reviews were, my first previews were kind of, I didn't know, will I like it, won't I like it? And then the first impressions of the song and then the video were a bit mixed, but I think more on the positive side. But now 3-4 days have passed and I think now I've listened to it so often and watched the video several times. I think my opinion is more grounded now, and I want to give my opinion. Plus, that's not the only reason for that video, but I thought I'll make a unboxing. I don't really like unboxing videos. I think it's a bit silly, but again, it doesn't happen often that a brand new Beatle song will be released, and probably this is the last time. So my unboxing of the Now and Then single or singles, I think, let's see if both that are ordered are in there. I will unbox it here. And I will tell you while I unbox it, because as I said, I don't think unboxing videos as such are very interesting. I will tell you my opinion after a few days. And first, to all you people, there are several comments. I received several comments in the past few weeks that I should comb my hair. No, I won't. Better get used to it. I never comb my hair. It's not how I am. So. Unboxing, I'm not really good at unboxing things, but this was ordered by, with Amazon, so it's really easy to open it up. Why didn't I buy it at my local record shop when it came out? I was a bit, I thought maybe they won't have a copy or a copy that I want on the release date, or if they had, that other people would be there, would pick up all the copies before I arrived there on last Friday. But in hindsight, I should have gone to the record shop, because now on my social media I see posts that they still have copies of it since Friday, and now it's Monday, and only now, like half an hour ago, it was delivered, so it didn't come on Friday, it came on Monday, although Amazon promised me that it will arrive on Friday. But here it is. Okay, it's just one. I've ordered 2 copies. So now this unboxing suddenly will become interesting to me myself too, because now I'm wondering which copy it is. I ordered one colored vinyl and one black vinyl. I think since this isn't a 7-inch, okay, I can already see it. Since this isn't a 7-inch, it will be the black vinyl. Yeah, it's the black vinyl. So let's have a look. And so this means there will still be a blue colored vinyl for me that will arrive later, maybe today or next few days. But I'll spare you the next unboxing video. This is the only unboxing video I'm doing of this release. Yeah, I mean, many people complained about the front cover. I don't have a problem with it, but of course I like the back cover more, especially with that story that Olivia Harrison has told, that it's like she thinks it's like an okay from George from the spiritual world, that he's okay with that because he was the one who said the song is fucking rubbish and he didn't want to go on producing it, recording it in the 90s, so that was why it was never finished during his lifetime. But in the late 90s, George Harrison bought this clock, which has this clock with Now and Then on it. This is the clock he bought in the late 90s in an antique shop. And when Paul, that's what Olivia said, and I believe her, why shouldn't I believe her? When Paul rang Olivia 1 year ago that he and Ringo want now, with the new technology, want to finish the song, she had this clock in one hand because she wanted to move it around in the house, and she had the phone in the other hand, so she thought that's like a sign from the spiritual world or wherever George is, that he's okay because she held his clock that reads now and then. It's the moment that Paul called her and asked her if it would be okay for her to now finish the song. I think, yeah, that's where she tells the story. I think, yeah, and you know, that's nice. That's like an inlay. I will read it later. So the black vinyl, I think there won't be big surprises here. The Parlophone label on the B-side, because Love Me Do, issued by Parlophone in 1962, is the B-side. The A-side, of course, proper Apple release. Very dark green apple. I like the dark green apples more than the shiny ones, I have to say, so that's okay for me. Yeah, and now what is my, I wouldn't say final verdict, but what is my verdict after 4 days of the song? I think by now I really have settled into, you know, an opinion, a real opinion on the song. The first videos were really kind of rushed because it was like 3 or 4 times I listened to the song or watched the video. But now I got more positive than I already was. You know, I was like mixed. I had negative things to say and positive things. But now maybe I've given in to the emotion now, because in the first 2 videos, especially the first video about the audio, not about the video, I said that on an emotional level the song really works for me and that it moved me, and I almost cried. But that on an intellectual level, I don't think it's a good song, good recording. Well, good recording, but not maybe the thing as a whole thing, not as good. The emotional thing gets stronger and stronger with each listen and watching of the video. Really, by now I can say it moves me more than Free as a Bird or Real Love ever have moved me. Probably because of the better production now and that it's not as technical sounding. And on an intellectual level, I also think that on an intellectual level, I was one of the few who always preferred this home demo by John to the home demos of Free as a Bird and Real Love. So I shouldn't be surprised that on an intellectual level now I also think that the song itself, the recording, is better. But it took some time, you know. I didn't want to be overly positive on the first reaction and then 1 week later think like, oh, I was too overwhelmed by it all. But no, I always like the demo, and I really like what Paul has done with the song. And I like I said in the first video, I also like the way of Ringo's drumming. He's now, I think, a better drummer than in the 90s, because in the 90s he came out of a very alcoholic retirement, which lasted the whole 80s, but still past 30 years he really was very active as a drummer, and I think you can hear it. Drums sound, of course, don't sound like ELO anymore, like Free as a Bird and Real Love, which I really am relieved of that. And I think the slide guitar solo by Paul is great. The outro, which is a bit like the outro of Here Comes the Sun, you know, the time of this that has the rhythm pattern. It's really creative and it's really cool. So with the input of the Beatles themselves, I'm really happy. I still don't like the string arrangement, or not the arrangement, but the way that Charles Martin has, you know, mixed it into the recording. I think it's too much, too overblown. It should have been more subtle. But you know, I listen to it so often now. I don't really mind it anymore. I think it's cool. And one thing I wanted to add, because the last video about the video was so rushed, when I said I think that this video especially has a very human element to it and is a bit demythologizing. I think I didn't really clearly say what I meant with that. I said that I think that the clothes Ringo is wearing are very humanizing, because they don't really look like a pop icon should look. That's one aspect, and the other aspect is also Ringo. You know, Ringo was always the human element in the Beatles, let's face it. The other element is, you know, he's singing. You know, many people pointed out, especially before the video came out, that Paul's background vocals don't sound good. Maybe he's too old, his voice doesn't do it anymore, and old Paul and young John, that doesn't fit together. But I think now, and not many people have noticed this yet, I think, especially the videos I've watched, now it's became clear, no, the bum notes, the notes that, when the vocals don't fit together, that's Ringo singing, I think if you just listen to the isolated Paul background vocal stuff, it's perfectly fine. It's old Paul, okay, but better old Paul than a de-aged Paul voice, which I would hate. That would be really AI in the worst possible sense. No, old Paul voice is old Paul voice, and he still hits the notes, I think. But Ringo, why did they let him sing in the chorus? I think that was probably a bit of an ego game. Every Beatle in the Beatle camp had to have something. I think Yoko got her way when the song is still credited written by John Lennon, not like Freeze and Bird and Real Love, Lennon, McCartney, Harrison, Starkey, so Yoko got her way with that. Olivia Harrison got her way with the clock thing and the story behind it, so that she can't be blamed that she sells out George, who in the 90s was against releasing that song. And I think Ringo got his way with him being allowed to really sing with Paul, the chorus. And like he sang in With a Little Help from My Friends, he's a bit out of tune. And maybe that destroys a bit of the sonic bliss of that song. But it's human, as I said. I think that's the human element, the way Ringo dresses and the way Ringo sings on that song. That's also truly Beatley. That it's, old Beatles songs also had kind of mistakes or stuff like that all the time. Stuff that ad-libs and stuff like that. So I can forgive it that, and I think it's, again, emotional level, it's touching that all four Beatles, or at least three Beatles, sing on that song, and George is through that background vocal recycling from the 60s, his because harmonies is also in there with his voice. So, I'm really more positive now, and yeah, my final verdict now and then now is a positive, very positive. I would rank this song, if I ranked the three post 60s Beatles songs now, I would say Now and Then is my favorite, production, songwriting, everything combined. My favorite of the three. Real Love is my second favorite as a song. I think it's probably the best composition, just a composition, the most finished composition by John of the three. And Free as a Bird, I have nothing against Free as a Bird, but it would be my number 3 favorite of the songs. And videos, Free as a Bird is my favorite video. I think that's, from an artistic standpoint, the best of the videos. But it's not as emotional because the Beatles aren't really in it. They are in it, but it's more like animation stuff. Now and Then is my second favorite video. I still think it's quite corny. Some of the Peter Jackson is a great director, and I love him for Get Back and Lord of the Rings. But I don't love him for Hobbit, and I don't think I love him for Now and Then video, because I think, it's very corny. Things like John staring at the sunset and suddenly Paul appears. It tries to be emotional, but it pushes the wrong buttons with me, I think. Or maybe I'm a bit too cynical. But other bits in that video are very cool, like when the young Ringo drums with the old Ringo, and the things from the Hello Goodbye video shoot especially, that's great, great effects there. But yeah, some of the stuff could have been made a bit more tasteful, a bit more subtle, like the production by Giles Martin could have been more subtle. So that leaves Real Love as my third favorite of the videos, because Now and Then is, with all its faults, my second favorite video of the three, because of the emotional stuff. I'm just a human as well. And yeah, that's it. I think probably one more video of the new Beatles stuff I will do in the forthcoming days. The Blue and the Red album, I will do a review, I think. But then that's it, and I will, do other stuff in forthcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, goodbye.